If you want to see how the elites of Wall Street live, then you need to come to Scarsdale, New York.
Honestly, the education, second to none. Yeah.
If you live here, you live closer to a lot of Manhattan than people who live in like Brooklyn.
It's very quaint and it's very different.
A suburb 12 miles north of New York City, Scarsdale is the richest town in the state of New York with the highest average income of any town in the country. It also has a walkable downtown, a public high school that looks like a college, and gorgeous neighborhoods that lack the gates and hedges of other rich towns we visited, like Atherton, California, and Palm Beach, Florida. We went to Scarsdale to see what Wall Street's favorite suburb is really like. Is this the American dream or a Truman Show style illusion? Our Scarsdale visit started at a French-Israeli bakery called Martine's, where we met up with a Roca reader and local real estate agent named Jack Flannery.
So this is a quiet cul-de-sac in Scarsdale with multi-million-dollar houses. I would say this is many people's perception of the American dream. 2 luxury cars parked out front, pool in the back, kids at a top high school.
Jack first showed us the train station, which is central to Scarsdale's identity, geography, and history as a bedroom community.
But the railroad here started in 1841, and then suburbanization started to really pick up in, I think, like the 1890s. Were like deliberately built and like marketed as like the executives' like dream estate.
You can tell Scarsdale's old simply by walking its downtown. Its Tudor-style architecture unified the town and gave it a historic feel. We talked to some of the shop owners to learn about life in Scarsdale and its residents.
Scarsdale is the best village in the United States, the wealthiest village.
Is it by income? It's the wealthiest town in the country.
It is. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's got to be good for...
But that's only because it's finance. We're in New York City. It's finance. It's not because you're Joe Schmo.
Right.
9 to 5 job.
Right.
You know, I mean, they're breaking their asses to have what they have. We have a village. That's the key. It's a village. The young people have to learn a little bit more to support their village and not buy so much online. Because when we're not here, you don't have a town.
And everyone's like, New Yorkers are nice. Everyone's so nice.
Oh,
here.
we are. Yeah. New Yorkers are very nice. We may not have patience, but we're nice.
Yeah, that's a good...
You know?
Now, Scarsdale is a nice place to walk around, but so is New York City. And nothing makes walking here better than the Raycon Essential Open earbuds. These earbuds allow you to stay aware of your surroundings, which is important in New York, while still listening to your favorite music or podcasts. This is on shuffle. I didn't pick that. That's right, the sponsor of this video is Raycon. Not only do I use Raycon's Essential Open earbuds while walking the streets of New York City, but also while editing this video. Unlike other earbuds that turn you into a zombie, totally unaware of your surroundings, Raycon's earbuds keep your ears open while still delivering crystal clear sound. Supporting Raycon is supporting this channel, and if you want to get their open earbuds 30% off, click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/RocaNewsOpen. That's right, buyraycon.com/RocaNewsOpen to get 30% off the Essential Open earbuds. Thank you, Raycon. Now back to Scarsdale. Wall Street does loom large in Scarsdale. New York City has a GDP of $1.3 trillion, the size of Saudi Arabia's, and most of that is from its financial sector. Much of that wealth has spilled out into the suburbs, and none more than Scarsdale. The town residents do indeed work their asses off. With an average household income of over $600,000, Scarsdale is the highest earning town in the country, and most of the people work in finance. As Wall Street wealth exploded post-World War II and into the 80s, Scarsdale became one of the most coveted suburbs in the country. Decades later, it still has the rhythm of a bedroom community whose heartbeat remains the arriving and departing trains, like these in the early evening. Okay, so now people are getting off the train from New York City. They all look really tired. Although these people may look tired, the trains here run into the wee hours of the morning, so these were the lucky ones. But what homes did they go to? Scarsdale's neighborhoods were our next stop. All right, tell us about this guy.
It last sold for $7.5 million in 2013. It's a 1907 colonial, has a 60-foot pool, with a cabana and a pool house, and the interior photos are just spectacular.
Dude, they're gonna shoot the next Knives Out here. Look at this.
Like I said, I went to preschool here, and a staff member was driving us around the grounds and like drove us to, in my 4-year-old mind, like the craziest playhouse ever.
Yeah.
Because I think it was the size of a normal house. This is the most expensive home currently in the Scarsdale School District. It's on for just shy of $10 million. It has more than 8,000 square feet. It is literally a mansion.
A few things you notice about the property. The lot size to actual house size is like a very classy, it's not like a McMansion where it's a giant house. Also, one thing you know about rich towns is they love these Belgian blocks here. Just a little flair. So we're gonna do a guess how much this house costs game. This is 6 beds, 7 bath. The answer,
11.
10.6. Boom.
Okay.
This right here feels like
Quintessential.
Scarsdale house. Look at this. So nice, beautiful lawn, open. It's the American dream.
It is.
We stopped by what we thought was the most expensive neighborhood in town. Spoiler, it wasn't. And met a lady who grew up there.
Like my first car was a Cadillac Escalade.
Yeah.
Like SUV.
Yeah,
You had 16.
Yeah.
So it's always been like wealthy.
Here, like, how do a lot of people make their money?
A lot of people are in finance, law, and medicine.
Can I ask what your parents did?
Well, my parents were entrepreneurs. They had regular jobs, but they got their wealth from their side hustle.
A lot of entrepreneurs.
They were owners. They owned recording studios, schools, bodega, Carvels. You get that small town feel, like a village feel,
Yeah.
without being cramped and up on top of each other.
And
And then in 30 minutes, it's total
Grand
chaos.
Central, yeah.
Is it a good
Literally
place to
Grand
have
Central.
dogs?
Yeah, dogs, kids. I mean, the list goes on. Honestly,
Yeah.
the education, second to none. Definitely, the people here are blessed and fortunate, but the youth has way more than what we had. Like, we were blessed, housekeepers, this thing, that thing, but it's like even more.
Yeah.
It's leveled up
Yeah.
to kind of keep up with the Joneses due to social media.
With like $100 bill taped to your pants, no one would take it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
$100 is petty cash.
We should mention that the town also had some affordable housing. All right, so one thing about Scarsdale is they do have some multi-family units. Like in this building right here, you can rent for about $3,400 a month. Some units go for less, like $2,700, and you can buy for under $1 million. So if you're wondering why there are such mansions, but its median home value is around $2 million, this is why. They also have many multi-family units. But just a few miles from these departments are these stunning estates. Okay, so we lied. There is a richer part of Scarsdale. This house right here is crazy.
It's 1 Duck Pond Road, just under 17,000 square feet, and it's pending for just under $10 million, but that means it could have also sold for more than the asking price.
We were driving along here and we saw all these just huge houses, the biggest we've seen yet in Scarsdale, and they're the most private. So this is like a whole nother level of wealth, probably where some of the celebrities or big financial types live.
The more private the house, the richer the owner.
Yeah. All right, so the estimate for this house right here is $9 million. It has some giant modern art sculptures. And again, this is the highest end wealth in Scarsdale. Stunning here. We had to stop by its prestigious public high school and also one of the town's synagogues. Scarsdale High School is ranked one of the top public high schools in America, and it's not hard to see why. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, the classic architecture. I think people also, if you were to put this in a foreign movie, everyone would be like, American high school.
Yeah. What was the reputation of Scarsdale High School in the area?
Smart, wealthy. Eastchester, of course, has better sports.
So their mascot, home of the Raiders. You say they call them something different, though.
Home of the corporate Raiders.
Corporate Raiders. Here are their state championship sports: girls golf, field hockey, girls flag football. I didn't even think that was a sport. Tennis, soccer. So definitely richer sport. This parking lot is not your typical public high school parking lot. You've got a Jeep, a Beamer, and a Jeep. And we're walking along here and you're seeing Beamer and all these different kinds of luxury vehicles. But this appears to be the official car. Scarsdale High School has sent 63 kids to Harvard over the last 15 years, making it one of the 20 biggest feeder schools in the country to Harvard, including one of just 2 non-magnet public schools, the other being in Massachusetts. So Scarsdale High School is like an elite academy. I mean, think of the other schools on the list: Deerfield Academy, Andover, Exeter, and then of course Scarsdale High School, public high school. And my guess is their football team is not exactly top 10 in the country. Hope I didn't say that too loud, but here they are practicing. What's is Scarsdale's football team good? Pretty good?
Yeah, we're on the come up.
There we go. What's Scarsdale's best sport? Soccer?
We won states last year, right?
Wow.
2 years ago.
What is the Scarsdale rep like, the high school?
Best rep in America.
Best rep in America.
Is this going on the YouTube?
You look like Johnny Manziel.
Right? I look like Johnny Manziel?
Yeah, you do.
Before we go to the synagogue, however, please make sure to subscribe to this channel. The reason we're doing this video is because we like to hold a mirror to all of America. And if you support that mission, please hit subscribe. Now back to Scarsdale. Mazel Tots. Look at that, the name of their preschool,
Oh, that's
Mazel
so
Tots.
cute.
All right, so where are we right now?
We're at Scarsdale Synagogue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful building here. And you were saying
And they
that there
just
are a
had the
lot of
holidays.
Jewish people in Scarsdale. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say it's probably about a third of Scarsdale would be Jewish. Growing up in the area, I went to as many bar and bat mitzvahs as I did like sweet 16s.
Yeah. The Jewish presence in Scarsdale was notable because the only dirt we could find on the town's history was that 2 famous Nazi sympathizers lived here during World War II. One was German Ambassador Gerard Westrick, and the other was oil magnate William Rhodes Davis, who provided oil to the Nazis and worked with the Germans to try to unseat anti-German politicians like FDR. But after he died, Scarsdale still got some bad headlines. In 1961, it made national news for denying a Jewish convert to Christianity entry into one of its country clubs. So to hear that it's a third Jewish today was surprising and shows it's left this dark past behind. But it's not just Jewish residents that make Scarsdale a surprisingly non-waspy neighborhood. It also has a large Japanese population.
Especially Japan, China, India.
The Japan connection. That's
yeah, there's a
interesting.
great I love it.
Yeah. So why do so many Japanese people come here?
So back in the 80s, when Japan was the 2nd largest economy, now I think it's 3rd or 4th, a lot of Japanese firms were opening offices in New York and sending their like rising executives to New York to get training. And New York in the 80s wasn't great, so they wanted to live somewhere like safe where they could raise their family. It got on the map, and since then a lot of Japanese firms like have bought homes. At my high school in Eastchester, we were even lucky to have like a Japanese PTA.
That's awesome.
And there's like a specialty Japanese grocery store and like a nice little community.
Yeah,
with
wow. The case that Scarsdale is the perfect town comes down to this. It's extremely safe. It has incredible public schools with one of America's best high schools. Its town is walkable and comprised of almost exclusively local shops. And its neighborhoods are both beautiful and open. The case against it is simpler. It's insanely expensive and available to only those who've achieved the American dream or whose parents did. So with that, we left Scarsdale, and the next richest town we visited is Wayzata in Minnesota, where we got quite a boat tour. Stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.